So now I think we're moving on to our main review.
How long do you have for this?
I think we've got like another 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
So
last.
Guess what? It's Justice League.
Guess.
I don't know what to say, man. So this is the coming together of the DC extended universe, Justice League.
All those underwhelming films come together.
Yeah, so the new Batman, the new Superman, the new Wonder Woman. I mean, Wonder Woman you can't say is underrated, but then you've got these other characters: the Flash, Aquaman, and Cyborg, and they're going up against Steppenwolf.
Yeah.
Because every time I hear that, I just think Born to Be Wild. Yeah. Steppenwolf,
rock
the band.
Yeah.
He's not as rock and roll.
So this is like the DC's answer to the Avengers, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, depending on how you look at the comics and which came out first, I'm not really sure. But yeah, at the moment, talking about the cinematic and extended universe, they're trying really, really hard. They even hired Joss Whedon. I know it was because Zack Snyder had some family issues, and we're really sad about that. But I think personally, that was a bit too much of the opposite end of the spectrum in terms of director.
I think the main criticism, I mean, overall, I'm going to say the film wasn't like, initial signs like it's going to be atrocious. It's not atrocious.
No.
It's firmly like in the middle of the park for me. It's like 40-50%.
I kind of came out, I said last time I was going to go in pretty indifferent.
Yeah.
I came out pretty indifferent as well. I was like, I wasn't horrifically disappointed. I wasn't angry about the fact I saw it, like when I saw Dark Tower. But then I wasn't happy that I saw it either. I was like, I've like wasted a Saturday.
But there is enough in there to keep you happy. So I think let's go into a bit more.
You go into your sort of good stuff.
Right. So let's start with good, or we're gonna start with bad?
Yeah, let's start with good.
Let's start with good.
Get it over.
Okay, good. I've got the Flash and Wonder Woman. I think those two stood out by far.
I'd agree with that. Yeah.
I think Wonder Woman's already pretty much established as probably the most popular, the most fan-loved character now.
Yeah.
And she's pretty good. Like what she does in Wonder Woman, she pretty much carries over to this. She's pretty much a de facto leader. She's badass. She pretty much takes everything on. She takes responsibility, and she's great.
Well, I like the fact that there was a bit of a character arc where, like, at the beginning she's like, "No, let's do this," and then at the end she starts to realize that she should be a leader.
Yeah,
really.
she should like. And also the Flash. I was a bit skeptical about the fact that he's going to be a bit too needy from the trailers, but he's like all the best comic relief moments, all the best jokes are from the Flash, and I think he's totally nailed it there.
Yeah. So we have Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman again. Ezra Miller is playing the Flash.
Yeah, that's a great job.
He was in the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. He was the like little kid, so I was
beaten up.
That gets gets abused and then is like really sad and whiny and stuff. And I thought like obviously he was really good at acting in that, and I was like, I don't know what he's going to do with the Flash, but I thought he was pretty good as the Flash. I haven't watched the series, and some people I know have, and they were a little bit worried.
He's a different actor, so obviously fans will naturally be like, oh, okay.
I think it's a bit of a different character as well.
Also working on a big Hollywood movie is totally different to working on a TV show, so I can understand why they made that change. But I think it worked anyway.
Yeah.
What else do I have? I've got the humour. You can tell the bits when Joss Whedon came in, and there's a lot of jokes in there every now and again. Some of it's a bit out of context, like it doesn't feel right.
I'd say that about the Aquaman joke when he accidentally sits on the lasso of Hesia and just starts divulging all this stuff, and it's like verbal diarrhea, and you're like,
just emasculated the guy there.
Yeah, it's quippy.
But there's a lot of quips in it. I think there's a lot of, Flash and Cyborg have a lot of back and forth between each other. Batman is kind of very laid back and jokey now, and he just doesn't seem to take stuff seriously anymore. Yeah. Alfred is dropping one-liners 24/7. I
would say my favourite character is always Alfred.
Alfred's dropping one-liners.
Jeremy Irons is Alfred. He's not quite a Michael Caine, but he's up there for me.
I can't say it's really a spoiler about Superman. His name's in the credits, like he's in the opening credits, so you know he's gonna come back. Batman v Superman already said he's coming back, and when you look at the movie, it says Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, so you know. Yeah. So I'm not going to consider this as a spoiler per se, but I think
he's there.
I think Superman was done really well. This is how Superman should have been done. Like he's very like happy, a bit cocky, a bit a bit like I'm the man, I'm Superman. Whereas in other films, it's like, oh, I'm Superman, I want to... like, what's happening here? You're Superman, why are you so...
I liked the kind of, not the Man of Steel one, but the one from like the 90s or the early 2000s TV series.
Yeah, the DK and Terry Hatcher.
I loved it.
Because, and that's what Superman should be.
And he's not overly cocky, he's quite humble in
But you're going to be big. arrogant because you are like.
When he comes in and he's like, "This guy's still bothering you," and you're like, "Oh, why?"
I think that's great. The action, I love that. I mean, especially the scene in Themyscira. How do you pronounce it? The Wonder Woman.
Themyscira.
The
island of the Amazon.
Yeah, we got the whole set piece there where they're like trying to prevent Steppenwolf from getting in. It just goes on and they pass it along and along.
That was really good. I like action when it's very much they're interacting with one another, kind of like sort of the dwarves in the Hobbit movies and stuff like that. I thought that was really good. Yeah.
We also got other scenes such as the fight in this massive tank. Who did the fight when in the sewers? There's a little scene in the sewers. I think some aliens. What was it? Although I didn't end up in there. Was a Steppenwolf they fight.
Oh yeah, and it was like the bat tank.
Exactly, we got all that stuff. Like, because I think and he had a few other spoiler scenes, which a lot of fan service. But
that's when Aquaman turns up, and he is Aquaman.
So I think because Batman v Superman didn't really have that much action in it. He is more Batman with his inner struggles and Superman with his inner struggles.
Yeah,
both being gloomy.
And now you've got Batman with his inner struggles going, "I killed Superman."
But I like them punching stuff, and this is what comic movies should be about. Let's be honest, man. You want the character development. But at the same time, you want a bit of action and fun, because that's what essentially go to this. So you don't go there to see Batman cry, then Superman cry, then they bond up with their mother's names and.
Yeah, that was So okay, moving on to the bad points.
Open this one.
Of this, I mean, nothing was like overly standout bad. There's a lot of things that have been circling around on the internet, which are quite funny. So first of all, I think we should address Henry Cavill's moustache. They spent millions on CGI to remove his mustache because they had to reshoot stuff.
Yo, I respect Paramount for saying nope.
Nope, you're not allowed to shave. No,
shave it will give him a fix. Nope, you can't.
Yeah, so he's involved with the film in Paramount as well, and they were like, no, you're not allowed to shave his.
He's filming Mission Impossible 6, basically. Cavill, so he had to go to that afterwards. Then they realized they could bring him back.
Yeah,
it's just a farce.
So I think I was in the cinema and my friend turned to me and was like, "What's wrong with his face?" And he does look really odd.
It's all like plastic around here. Like you can tell.
Yeah, you can tell something's really odd.
He's smiling really weirdly.
And then the other thing that's going around at the moment is the thing about the Amazon's outfits.
Yeah, but they're ripped, man. They're shredded.
They are absolutely shredded. I remember sitting there going, "Damn." Like,
if you're shredded, man, you're gonna be like, "Yo, check out these abs."
At the same time, though, you do have the comparison of you've got in Wonder Woman, you have a female costume designer, a female director, and they have like full-on body armor. Yes, they're in skirts, but Romans and Greeks. Yeah. But then you've got this one where it's male directors and a male costume designer, and they're in iron bikinis. And you're like, I know where your mind is going.
Maybe he's thinking they don't need armor because their abs are made of steel.
Steel, maybe. I mean, you go and join the sexist people. But
there's obviously you can see there's a clash.
You can see there's a bit of a weird thing there, but there's a lot of arguments going on about that on the internet. And then Amy Adams as Lois Lane. You smell good. I mean, he's been dead for a while, but that's
the first thing she says. They were like, "I missed you." It's like, you still smell good. It's like, "Oh, did I smell bad?" I'm like, "Oh, this is so bad." It's like,
I think that just made me cringe. Like that whole scene with them on the farm and everything. I was just like, can we just move on from this?
Lois Lane was done pretty bad in general. Like she's just moping around because her boyfriend's. I'm like, okay, fair enough, you get mourn, but like she's just like the whole movie. She's like just. I can't write because Superman's. I'm like, just do something.
Yeah, and just do something, anything.
They kept coming back to it, but she never really goes anywhere. Like, you didn't even need to be in this movie.
Yeah,
to be honest.
And
she's
like his kryptonite, and the big guns or whatever the Batman calls it.
Let's not spoil that too much.
And just the general kind of feel of the movie was very like choppy. Yeah, like the fact that going back to the two different directors here, like you've got the very sort of dark Zack Snyder stuff. It's like everyone's dark and brooding and my insides hurt. And then you've got Joss Whedon coming in and banter. Quick. Everyone should be laughing. Yeah. And it's like that works for Avengers. I feel like
that's that DNA of the
exactly, and and he is the Avengers director. So, but like this, I feel like this would have worked better if it was a little more of the dark, and maybe if he'd have toned that down to sort of be in line with what Zack Snyder had started, it would have turned out
because you can definitely, because the jokes do just come up randomly. Like you can tell what scenes were done by Snyder and what scenes were done by Whedon, because it's like Mamoa is all serious, and next minute they're just bantering on their ship and something. Like, okay, well,
the planes and tanks and everything coming out of everywhere.
But
and
speaking of CGI, right?
Yeah.
Cavill's attached, not just that, it's just the entire CGI in the movie. Cyborg looks so bad. Like, I mean, come on. I mean, all that they had a near 300 million budget.
Yeah.
That's the best you can do. It's like, that's what makes it sad.
And then someone pointed out the fact that, like, you've got, you hear the story about Steppenwolf when he first came to Earth, and you've got a massive army of Atlanteans, Amazonians, you've got the Lanterns.
Yeah.
And you've got the true gods, and you've got humans, and they, were almost annihilated by Steppenwolf. Yeah. But Superman comes in, and all is fine.
Yeah, I think that brings on to the other point, which is the villain was just atrocious. He was very generic. Like, they was comparing him to Malekith from For the Dark World. I'm like, even Malekith wasn't that boring, man. It's just like he doesn't like he's supposed to be some big boss, but he just gets owned at the end. He's like an afterthought at the end of the movie. He's just like it's such an easy win for them. He's like, what's the point of building this guy up? Like, he got his loot boxes or loot crates over he wanted to bring them together, and like nothing happens with it. It's just like, okay, that you build him up the entire movie and it goes nowhere. Like, he just gets owned, like disposed of. It just doesn't there's no tension whatsoever. Yeah.
And like, I thought Cyborg was really like just such a downer.
I like Cyborg in the sense that he actually meant something to the team. Like, he was actually there for a reason. He actually had a purpose.
Because he's
going in, I was like, who's Cyborg? And I'm like, okay, I can see why he's in there, because it's actually pretty important to the whole universe,
like,
to be honest.
The development of his powers and how they change and stuff is quite interesting. The Flash, I thought he was pretty funny, and I did like him. The weird competition between him and Superman was quite funny. The other person who can't let go of anything is Wonder Woman. Ben Affleck just gives her a smackdown. It's like, can you not mope and whine about a guy who died 100 years ago?
I mean, he's like, everyone in the back was like, yeah, he's right.
He's kind of
right. He's kind of right.
Like Captain Steve, that was what World War One?
Yeah.
Captain Steve, whatever. And
Bats calls her out.
Yeah, but can't call himself out for being a whiny bats thing. I am fear.
And another thing, I think it got bad. I think Aquaman got a bad deal character-wise.
Yeah.
I think Jason Momoa plays him well, plays him great. He's got the intensity, the swag, everything, but his character's useless. Like, cause he is Aquaman, so if you're fighting on land, you can't. I mean, he has a few badass moments, but
he does when he's like when they're sort of like jumping from thing to thing, he gets like flown into the air.
Wonder Woman can do that, so it's like
he's like the water version of Wonder Woman.
So I'm surprised they didn't try and put more. Trying to take the fight to water or something to make him a bit more useful, because he is literally just there.
Yeah, like when Steppenwolf comes to take the other box.
Yeah. Like,
if he'd have done more in that scene, that would have been really
they
good.
tease his solo film, but it's not enough to see. Like, so you kind of like, I don't care. I cared about Cyborg more than I did about Aquaman, to be honest.
I disagree with that, but purely because I like Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
So
I'm analysing from a critique point of view. I can see what you mean. Like,
because I remember before I went to see it, you said something about this, and I did agree that he is intense and he's a bit like blasé at the beginning, and then sort of builds a little bit more into the team, but he's not in there as much. And there is a bit where like him and Wonder Woman are the two that are holding Steppenwolf back.
But it's mainly Wonder Woman.
It's Wonder Woman, because Wonder Woman is like, I'm sorry, the butt shots of her all the time. I saw
on the plane where like they come surrounding me the camera. Why? What's that?
It's like it's like framing one side of the lens, and you're like, is that completely necessary?
Yeah, I was like, it's so rad. But it's just all over. That's definitely Zack Snyder.
There's a journalist that calls it the male gaze of like directors and stuff. It's just so obvious. Like, it is obvious.
I mean,
the minions were weird. Those like parademons.
I think what else I did want to say is Batman also, he got a bad end of the stick here. Like, he's just complaining for the entire movie, like, I'm getting too old, or it's my fault Superman died. It's not your fault, Superman's fault Superman died, because he decided to throw the damn thing in it.
He got too close.
And even though Wonder Woman could have done it in Batman v Superman, they gave it to Superman because they had this huge male ego competition going on. So I think Superman, like Batman, just spends the entire movie a bit sad. He's like, I don't really want to. He doesn't even assemble a team. He just hacked into Lex Luthor's database and got all the information there.
Yeah.
So he's not even doing any hard work, to be honest. He's like hacking the files. But most of this movie just spends getting his ass kicked, or just complaining, or being a bit depressed. I'm like, Come on, man, you're Batman. You are like
you're rich.
In the comic. Yeah, the rich joke is funny, but they did kind of play upon it a bit too much.
Yeah.
Like, okay, get over. We know he's rich, but because in the comic, like, you know, he is pretty much on equal footing with Superman and Wonder Woman. They've got the strength, but he's got like cerebral side of him. He's the planner. He's the he pulls all the strings. But here, he doesn't get to show any of that. He's pretty much just on the sideline. Come on.
Yeah. And another thing, going back to Wonder Woman again, and going back to the trailer, actually, they showed quite a lot in the trailer. So, like, you know, it's one of those trailers where it's just like action. You don't know anything about the storyline, and the entire first scene in the film that you see Wonder Woman, that entire scene is in the trailer.
I know. I was like, it's not even like cut. It's like, no, that's the entire.
It's a pointless scene.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Like, it doesn't really add anything to the story. You see that scene and you're like, oh, are these going to be the bad guys?
No. They disappear.
That's it. That is all they do. They attempt to blow up a building and they fail, and she beats.
They don't give a reason. Like, we just want to change the world. And what?
Yeah, as you know, you have this thing like, oh, we're revolutionary, and then it dies. Also, like every revolution.
Also, doesn't make sense is that Wonder Woman is actually watching this stuff before it happens, and she just lets everyone die until it gets to the school kids. Then she comes in to save the day. I'm like, what?
Why?
You let everyone
drama.
I know. I'm like, wait, no, you can't pull that here. You let all those innocent guards die while he's kept watch from up there. But then you come in to save them. I'm like, fair enough, he saved others, but you let a couple of people die at the same time.
Yeah.
No, you got to balance them out. You can't just.
Right. I think we should leave it there.
Yeah, we could probably go to an extended.
We could probably do it.
Because if Mo was him, I'm pretty sure he'd like.
Mo would tear it apart, and we could just. You know what? I'd just sit there and go, "This is gonna be good."
This is gonna be popcorn out.
Yeah. So I think what we're trying to say is there's a lot of holes, but it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it is. You go in, you'd watch it, and you'll be perfectly fine with it.
Yeah.
I mean, my review is, it's fine. Like, it's
just
not,
fine.
It's not amazing. It's like Avengers. I can watch quite a few times, but this is I might watch it again, but there's just no real.
It's kind of like when I watched Batman v Superman for the second time to go, maybe no.
if he's on like ITV2 or something, I'd watch it or something.
Probably
but
will be.
Like,
We're in film 4 in a year. And I'd agree. It's just fine. Going to our predictions for last year, I said I was generous with 52%.
Last year, you mean?
Last show. Sorry, I'm talking about years again.
So Rotten Tomatoes, what is it at now?
So mine was 52. Yours was 46. Mo's was 34. Current Rotten Tomatoes score is 41%. Yeah. So you are the closest.
Thank you.
So you have the predictions from now on.
I'm the prediction king for this show. But I just knew from the talent alone, it can't be that bad. And there's so many.
I mean, 41% is still pretty low.
Oh, it's low. I mean, like I said, it's slap bang in the middle.
Yeah. I like the trailers now that have coming out for it. Only have about 2 reviews, which are the 4-star ones. Whereas like when Avengers comes out, like the trailers are on after it's come out, and it's like 5.
Stop coming out soon after a Marvel movie because it makes it look so bad. Like,
just stop it.
You can come out anytime, but not after Thor Ragnarok, which is amazing. It's like you can't just.
I mean, you know what? Seeing this makes me like Thor more.
Like for Batman v Superman, they released it right before Civil War. Then when Civil War came, it's made it look even more worse. It's like, just stop.
And isn't Black Panther coming out soon as well?
But will it be clashing with any DC property or something?
I know, but it's still like it's sandwiched in the middle of Thor and Black Panther.
Coming out because Infinity Wars is in April, so I think Black Panther comes out in like January or something like that. So
it's kind of sandwiched like in the middle.
Yeah. So.
And it's just a bad thing. Just stop it. Okay. So. Yeah, go and see that. Maybe catch up on Train to Busan. If you don't want to do that, go and watch Netflix and watch Punisher.
I do make one point. You mentioned the trailers. I think what I've decided now is to stop watching trailers for big movies. So like Star Wars, whenever it comes out, I don't really pay attention because I want to save it.
You can't if you're going to the cinema. You can't avoid that.
I can just go on my phone or something. I'm gonna like listen to the periphery. I'm not really gonna focus on it because like there's big movies now. They reveal so much. I'm like, you know what? Yeah. I can watch a trailer for Daddy's Home 2, doesn't bother me.
True.
But if I see big, I'm gonna.
I mean, I've already got the tickets, so we're going to see episodes 7 and 8 next, like a little sort of double bill on the day of release. So we're going to see the new one at midnight because me and my friends are all super nerds and we love Star Wars. And my friend works for Disney, so we're loving it.
Super nerds do this show.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm looking forward to that. Are you looking forward to
of course,
Star Wars movie? Of course it is. And then after that, the Han Solo movie. Han Solo solo movie.
I don't know. I'm on Infinity War's hype after that. So
such a Marvel.
I'm waiting for that trailer still, man. But yeah, that's the next hype after Star Wars.
I think you're a Marvel groupie.
Yeah, I love it.
All right, we'll leave it there. So have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.